everyone, it's Max and welcome to a new week's reading vlog. It is actually Sunday when I'm filming this. I don't expect myself to read anything today for this vlog, but it is my last day house sitting, so I am alone. So I thought I would just start the vlog now just so that I can do it like alone and have plenty of time to talk about each book and then just update you as I read. So the first book I'm going to talk about is my audiobook, and I am going to be finishing this week The Black Griffin by Mercedes Lackey and then starting The White Griffin. The Black Griffin takes place in Valdemar before it's Valdemar, and there are these wars going on between two sides that have a mage that have created griffins to help and a mage that has created like these huge birds of prey to help. And our main character is a griffin, and then our other main character is his handler, and they are the good guys fighting against these birds of prey, basically. It's okay. I have like an hour and 40 minutes like of actual listening time left because I'm listening to it at 2 times the speed. And there hasn't really been much of a plot. Like, not a whole lot has happened. We've gotten a lot of character stories, not a lot of plot, like not any plot. Like, they're in the middle of this war, but we've gotten like collectively like 10 minutes of fighting time. And I'm just not sure what this book is actually building towards, because like I could see a couple places where like character stories are building, but like not sure like what the plot is. Which I'm always more into character than plot, but I do need a little bit of plot to keep me somewhat interested, and there's just like no plot. But I have found that a lot with Mercedes Lackey books, where she doesn't introduce like that much of a plot, or like you don't know what the climax is gonna be till all of a sudden it hits. And sometimes it's worked out where I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see where I was building to that. Sometimes, like in this case, I'm not seeing at all where it's going. Then I have 3 physical books I want to read this week, starting with, I think, one that I'm most excited about, and that is Wings of Shadow by Nicki Pau-Preto. This went towards my TBR game to read a tome. It is 600 pages. 606 pages. So yeah, just over 600 pages. I am so excited to read this. This is the 3rd and final book in the Crown of Feathers trilogy about 2 sisters who want to be phoenix riders in a country where it's illegal. And in our first book, our main character disguises herself as a boy and gets in with the rebel phoenix rider group, where she becomes a phoenix rider. And the other sister goes down a very dark path. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to read this. I gave the first 2 books 5 out of 5 stars. I've reread the first one and loved it just as much. The second one got me out of this huge reading slump I was in. I am so pumped to read this. I cannot wait. The next book I have changed from my TBR, which was to read a backlist title like that I owned, and I'm going with Set Fire to the Gods instead of Dragonbone Chair, just because Dragonbone Chair is a long, and I'm just like kind of wanting to have a good mix of like long and short books. And I think that this just works out really well. I'm kind of doing like a YA fantasy week with Wings of Shadow, Set Fire to the Gods, and then my 3rd title. But Set Fire to the Gods, I'm really excited about. I have actually read 125 pages of it. I read it last night. Currently, I am reading Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. I've got like a 400-page sampler. But while my Kindle was charging, I just decided to pick this up, and I read 125 pages, and I enjoyed it. This follows 2 main characters, Ash and Madoc, and they are in this world where there's a fire god and an earth god that are about to go to war. And in this world, when you go to war, it's actually you just pit gladiators against gladiators who have magical abilities to fight. Ash is representing our fire god and Madoc is representing our earth god. But Madoc has a secret, and that is that he doesn't actually have earth magic, but he might have a different type of magic that hasn't been seen in a really long time. Ash wants to kill her fire god as she tries to enlist Madoc's help. At 125 pages, they have fought. The 2 of them have fought once, and I'm a little nervous about this one because honestly, there is such a huge plot that I'm not sure like what's actually going to be accomplished in one book. And I'm pretty sure it's only a duology, which makes me nervous as well, because this just seems like just such a huge plan and plot. I keep saying plot so that I feel weird, but it's just so grand that I'm like, how is this even gonna be finished in 2 books? This is 425 pages. I think the second one is around a similar length. And I'm just like having a hard time like seeing how that's gonna be done. But overall, I am feeling like it's happening. It's going too fast. And I think the book should be longer. Like, I mean, if they hadn't gotten to this point with a book this size, I would feel like it was going too slow. But I feel like the book should be longer and the plot should be a little bit more drawn out, because unlike Black Gryphon, we are getting like no character really. Like, we barely know these characters, but we're getting so much plot, which is like fine. And it's like, you know, it's good. It's just not going to be that amazing book that I kind of hoped it would be, because I have read Sarah Rosh's books in the past. I've read every one of her books, I believe. I've read the Snow Like Ashes trilogy and the These Rebel Waves duology, both of which I enjoyed. I loved the Snow Like Ashes trilogy. These Rebel Waves I didn't enjoy as much, so I am a little nervous about this one, but we shall see. And then the last physical book that I'm going to talk about is the buddy read that I want to do with my best friend that I'm really hoping is going to happen this week, and that is Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. And this is a retelling of the Daphne and Apollo myth. I don't actually know that much about Daphne. I've heard of her, of course, but like I don't know that much about her story. So I am really excited. I got this for my best friend for her birthday, thinking like we should like buddy read it, because we like FaceTime and watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette, and like we FaceTime to watch Shadow and Bone. So I was like, why don't we FaceTime to like buddy read a book? So I'm hoping to do that this coming weekend. I'm really excited to pick this up. It's on the, I mean, it's not too short, but it's not like super long, so it's definitely doable to like sit and like read the whole thing. It's like 370 pages exactly. That should be fine. And then the last book I'm going to try to get to is Iron Widow. I do not know who it's by. It is an ARC that I have, and this does have a bit of a theme with orange and yellow. Like, look at all these. And Iron Widow also is like orange and yellow. Iron Widow is about this woman who wants to be a fighter pilot in like these AI, like these giant, like, it kind of reminds me, I think like what I'm picturing is like Leviathan by Scott Westerfeld, where they're like in these huge machines that are kind of like steampunky, but she gets married and then I think like he dies, and there's something about like if you're a widow you can do something. I can't remember anymore. I think it is the September Fairy Loot book, honestly, because the theme is uprising and it kind of sounds similar, and this book does come out in September. But I am really interested. I think it might be based in some sort of mythology, like a steampunky futuristic mythology thing. I am definitely intrigued. It's also very orange and yellow, and so I'm just like, you know, it's a theme. Then also having like a YA fantasy week, I really want to get to that. And that will work if it takes me 1 day to read this, 1 day to read this, which I only have 300 pages left of this, so it should definitely be possible. And then 4 days to read this. I will then have 1 day to read Iron Widow, which I know that is packing a lot in, but I am in such a mood to read. This last week, I read 3 amazing fantasies, like literally 2 out of the 3 of them are 5 stars, even though I haven't marked Empire of the Vampire as like finished yet, because I'm gonna hold off until I actually finish the book, like have it in my hands. But I'm just so excited. I'm just really in the mood to read. I'm like so ready to love Wings of Shadow, hopefully enjoy Set Fire to the Gods and A Daughter of Sparta, and then hopefully Iron Widow as well. We'll see, but I am just really excited about this week. So I only have an hour and a half left, or hour and 40 minutes left of Black Gryphon, and then the White Gryphon is like 3 hours shorter, because I'm listening to audiobooks, is 3 hours shorter than the Black Gryphon, so I should also make some pretty good progress in that this week. But that is all I've got to talk about. I feel like that was a lot. I had like 10 minutes to talk, and but that's good. That means, like, you know, being here, being alone, I was able to really talk about each book in depth. But I will talk to you probably tomorrow, Monday, unless I finish Empire of the Vampire faster than I think I'm going to and read more of Set Fire to the Gods. Goodbye. Hi everyone, it's Monday. I have just gone out of the shower, so my hair's wet. It is Monday night, and I have just made plans with my best friend to read 5 chapters a night of Daughter of Sparta. Now, I have kind of decided to do it a little differently. Because I want to read this within the week, I am doing it differently. Now, it's only 1, maybe 2 extra days for like her, but so this is the sticky notes for how many 5 chapters there are. And then here's the sticky notes for how many days. So I'm reading basically 50 pages a day, excluding the last day, which is like 70. I'm really excited about this. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. So we're gonna read them separately and then like text about them the next day. So I'm gonna put sticky notes in every 5 chapters so that I can like jot down like what happened in those 5 chapters. So when we talk about them, I won't spoil. I'm very excited to do this. I think it's gonna be really fun. While I do that, I am going to be reading Wings of Shadow. And I'm hoping that it all works out, because that means I do have a grace day if Wings of Shadow takes me an extra day, or I want to give myself 2 days for Iron Widow. I'm not, Set Fire to the Gods is sticking at 1 day, because I only have 300 pages of that to go, and I know I'll fly through it. So that's just gonna be a 1 day thing. But Iron Widow, it's 380 pages, and I don't know like how the writing is gonna work for me. So that could be 2 days, or Wings of Shadow, it's long. And tomorrow is, my best friend and I are watching the 3-hour Bachelorette finale. So that's gonna take up a long time. I mean, that's gonna take up a lot of time. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. We might just, it might just be, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It might just, Wings of Shadow might take an extra day. So we shall see. But that is my plan. So my try-hard plan is to read 150 pages of Wings of Shadow a day, and then 50 pages of this a day for the next, well, this is for 7 days. For Wings of Shadow is the next 4 days. We'll see. I'm really hoping that this works out. But I think I'm going to start with Daughter of Sparta, and then like probably just bang out Wings of Shadow like in bed at night, honestly. And then I gotta put sticky notes in that, so I gotta do that really quickly. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna start off with yet, but I probably Daughter of Sparta, because I think that should be the book that like I plan, like I finish that first, and then Wings of Shadow will just be, and then my other books will just be when, like, other times. Probably, honestly, it's gonna be like at night in bed. So there's probably gonna be a lot of bed shots, bed footage, or just like late night footage. But what's new, honestly, especially for this house, because it's an open floor plan, so I can only talk like when people aren't downstairs, and the lighting's really bad. So we'll see. But I am gonna go, and I'll talk to you once I've made some progress in my books. Hi guys, it is 11:35, and I just hit page 160 of Wings of Shadow. I'm really enjoying it. I'm so excited to see what happens next. I'm really excited. It is action-packed already. I'm just so pumped to see what happens. I've got, what, 450 pages left? 440 pages left? And I just can't wait to see what happens next. I think it's gonna be a really great time. I also read 64 pages of Daughter of Sparta, and I'm enjoying it. So what happened was Olympians are losing their powers, and Artemis chooses Daphne for a reason that we don't know yet to find out what's happening, and she teams up with Apollo and they go on this journey. Hi guys, it's Tuesday. Did not finish updating you last night. I got cut off, and then it was so late and I just fell asleep. But again, I'm 160 pages into Wings of Shadow, really liking it. 64 pages into Daughter of Sparta, and then today I finished The Black Griffin by Mercedes Lackey, and I enjoyed it. I still wish the plot, like the real plot, had kind of like started a little bit earlier, because like honestly, in the middle of the action and everything happening, it's so good, it's so gripping, but it like lasted like 30 minutes of the rest of the audiobook, and so it just like, I wish it had been more and longer. but I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.75, 4 out of 5 stars. So enjoyed it. I have also just barely started The White Griffin. I don't quite know what it's about yet. I mean, it follows like our same characters, but they're in this new city that they've called The White Griffin. I think it's kind of weird, but whatever. Other than that, today I am watching The Bachelorette finale, 3 hours. It's gonna be long. I'm gonna read 50 more pages of Daughter of Sparta, and then hopefully read 140 pages of Wings of Shadow, because I did read that extra 10 pages last night. It's gonna be 6 till 9 that we watch The Bachelorette, so most of my reading is gonna be done after that. I'm going to try and get to 10 chapters of Daughter of Sparta before we meet, because we want to like discuss it. So that's going to be in like the hour that I have between ending work and FaceTiming her, because I don't have the book with me. I also don't have time to like read it. I'm going to go to the gym at lunch, and that's about all I've got. If you hear stuff in the background, it is because I'm watching a live like training and I can't like pause it because it's live. But that is all I have for you. And right now, I finished my first book of the week. It is a YA fantasy. I have started White Griffin, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to finish it. It's like I've got 4.5 hours of like actual listening time left, and basically 4 days, including today, for like work week to listen to it. So I'm going to really try my hardest to finish it. And I mean, if I don't finish it before like the weekend, then like if I go on hikes and stuff, listen to it while I hike and try and finish it out. But we'll see. I'm gonna go, I've got work to do, and I will talk to you all tonight, definitely later tonight, if tonight at all, hopefully tonight. Hi guys, it is Wednesday. I didn't update you yesterday, honestly, because I just sounded like a broken record, but I'm home alone, so I'm updating you before I read even more, so here we are. But I am 110 pages into Daughter of Sparta. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to see what happens next. I really like Daphne. She is like not giving Apollo anything. Like she found out like kind of what they have to do, and she's like giving it to him in pieces, where like she's like, okay, well for now all you need to know is this, because someone betrayed Olympus, and she's like, how do I know it's not you? And I really like that about her, and I'm really enjoying it. Wings of Shadow is going really well. I'm enjoying it. I am over halfway. I'm going to try and read more of this tonight, but my main priority is going to be Daughter of Sparta and editing last week's reading vlog, which is an hour right now. All that footage is on my computer and in the editing software. I just need to actually edit it. There is a bird stuck in my room. Again, they're always stuck in my room, and I just have to like try and get this one out. It's like so hard to do though. But overall, I am really excited to see what happens in this. I don't know like what's gonna happen. Like, so we've got 300 pages left, and I am just so excited to continue. I really hope I'm able to read 150 pages tonight. We shall see. The Bachelorette finale was not very shocking. Like once something that happened the week before, which was really shocking, like happened, what ended, like how it ended was not shocking. But it was interesting, it was good, you know, ready for Bachelor in Paradise next week. Who am I? But yeah, that's basically all I've got. I kind of want to film, but I don't know when my dad's getting home, so I'm just not going to. But I will talk to you all later, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. Hi guys, it is Thursday, or I mean technically Friday because it's midnight, but I started the day with 300 pages to go in Wings of Shadow, and I finished it. It was so good. I loved the ending. I cried. I did cry. It was so good. I love Veronica and Tristan and even Val. I think Val is a great anti-hero and just kind of like a flawed, like a villain that would have been also a really great flawed hero. But they were just, it was just so good. I just love this trilogy so much. I have now given all of the books 5 out of 5 stars. I think Nikki Pau Preto does her like action scenes and like climaxes so well. and I just loved it. I'm so excited to read the next book that she writes in a whole new series. Makes me sad. I'm so sad that this is over. I want books about like every single Phoenix Queen because all of them are like so cool. I would love like a prequel series of like the first Phoenix Queen and then like of her mom. It's a spoiler. And then of like Avalkira and Feronia, and I'd read them all. I loved it. I'm also now 201 pages into Daughter of Sparta. I'm enjoying it. There's like literally nothing else I can say about it. I sound like a broken record. White Griffin is okay. I'm not really liking the plot. It's like fine. It takes place 10 years after the Black Griffin, and I just have such a hard time reading series like that because I'm just like, okay, so I could have read this as a standalone and it would have been fine, which is really definitely how I'm feeling. I'm like not really into it. And then now I don't know if I want to continue Set Fire to the Gods tomorrow or start Iron Widow, because Set Fire to the Gods I want to read in one day. I've got 300 pages left, which obviously I did do that today, and I probably could tomorrow, especially because it's Friday. But I don't know, because giving myself like one full weekend day to read it is like one thing. Giving myself one weekday to read it is another. And so if I give myself Friday and Saturday to read Iron Widow, then I'd have all of Sunday to read Set Fire to the Gods. I think it's gonna depend on like if I'm able to read at lunch, and then if I'm not sure if I'm gonna go to the gym or like go get lunch. And then if I'm not able to, then actually, honestly, I think Iron Widow would just make the most sense because the restaurants are like really dimly lit. So if I do get lunch tomorrow, then having like my Kindle that's like backlit would work out a lot better than like a book. I think that's what I'm going to do. Give myself a full weekend day for Set Fire to the Gods and 2 days, a weekday and a weekend day to read Iron Widow. I think that's what I'm going to do. But now I'm going to go to bed. I am so happy that this went well. I just really, really enjoyed it. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Hi guys, it is almost midnight on Friday, and I am 253 pages into Daughter of Sparta. I'm really enjoying this. I didn't realize last time I updated you, but they're actually, Claire Andrews is intertwining myths. Like Daphne and Apollo meet Theseus and Ariadne, and I thought like maybe those are actually part of the myth, but I don't think it is. And so I'm really, really enjoying it. My best friend and I are both enjoying it a lot, and I'm excited to see what happens. Because honestly, I do not know much about the Daphne and Apollo myth. And then I'm also 200 pages into Iron Widow, and I'm really liking this. So this is about a girl in, I think it's China, but I don't know if it's like, I don't know, like what type of China and if it's supposed to be in the past or future. But they are plagued by war with something called the Hunduns. I don't know if these are other people or if they're like creatures, but they're at war with them, and they're able to kind of go into this mind space and use like their spirit to connect with these huge chrysalis is what they call them. Honestly, I can't stop picturing them as Pokemon because like Ninetales, the nine-tailed fox is one of the biggest ones, and all I can picture is Ninetales. But they're like big creatures, but they're like not sentient. So, and it's all men are pilots, but they use women. They connect through their spirits and use the women's spirit to like fight, and a lot of times it kills the women. Our main character decides to become a concubine. This is what they're called because a iron fighter, iron warrior or whatever, he killed her sister, and not through the the key or whatever. He like actually like physically like killed her, so she's gonna kill him. I am really enjoying it, actually. It is very fast-paced. It's a lot of fun. I do like our main character. She's definitely very much not like other girls. It was literally said in the book at some point. I can't remember when, but I was like, oh boy. So, very much so. There might be a polyamorous relationship budding. I'm really into it. Really into it. But now that something has happened, like the main plot, like I don't think this is a spoiler because literally in the synopsis it says like she kills
oh, the puppy wants pets. But the synopsis, like, she kills the guy who killed her sister. And the synopsis said it because then she is claimed an Iron Widow, which is a woman who is powerful enough to kill men through ki. And so she is like teamed up with like this really powerful guy who killed his family, and so they're teamed up. But then she had a romantic interest back home, and he's really rich, and so he like buys his way in to like just be there. And I think the three of them might get in a relationship, which is really exciting because I like both of the guys. I really like our main character, and I'm so excited to see what happens next. I read 200 pages in an hour. Like maybe like a little over an hour, but like definitely nowhere near 2 hours. So if that says anything about how much I'm enjoying it, I'm really excited to see what happens next. I think this is the September Fairy Loot, September or October, and I am really excited to like get a physical copy because I'm really enjoying it. Hopefully I continue to enjoy it. God, could you imagine if this is like a run of like 4 5-star reads? That would be really exciting. And then I think I'm gonna DNF White Falcon or Griffin and just kind of call it quits on Mercedes Lackey because I don't know, I'm really not interested in the plot. I don't think her writing really meshes that well with me. I've read 2 trilogies by her and then like a book and a half, and they're just, I haven't loved any of them. I haven't really liked most of them. So I think I might, oh my goodness, I think I might be calling it quits because I'm just not enjoying them, which is really sad. I had like exchanged like all these Audible credits for these books. So anyways, little bummed about that, but I just don't want to listen to them. I don't really like them. So sad, but it's gonna happen. What can you do? But now I'm gonna go to bed. It is Saturday tomorrow. I really want to film a video. I think I want to do my mid-year freak out book tag and then edit it and upload it on Sunday, but we'll see. I want to do that, we'll see. But I definitely want to finish Iron Widow, which should not be a problem. I only have 100 pages or 200 pages left, which is like an hour. I do have to get my charger, my Kindle charger from my car tomorrow. I forgot it in the car. I didn't know which bag it was in, so because it's at 15%, but I can like do other stuff and charge it. Anyways, I'm rambling. This dog is just going crazy. But I'm gonna go to bed and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Hi guys, it's Saturday. I have read 50 pages of Set Fire to the Gods. I went to lunch and my Kindle needed to charge, so I took Set Fire to the Gods with me and I've read 50 pages. I think I'm gonna go outside and read another 50 pages, so I hit a 100-page mark of that, and then pick up and try and finish Iron Widow. I did just film my mid-year freak out book tag, so I am going to also edit that and upload it. Uploading will probably be tomorrow, and editing might also be tomorrow. We shall see. But I am home alone, so I think I'm gonna go outside and read my physical book because Kindles, it's hard to read outside. So I might just read most of Set Fire to the Gods, but also I'm not sure what my plans are tomorrow. My mom has tomorrow off, unlike today. So if she wants to sit outside and stuff, I'd rather sit outside with her. So we'll see. I definitely want to get to, like, have read 100 pages of Set Fire to the Gods today, and then maybe come inside, or if there's some shade somewhere, then pick up Iron Widow. I am enjoying Set Fire to the Gods. Stuff is happening, that's for sure. I'm just, like, not sure, like, where this book is going to end, because, like, there are some serious, like, issues that are, like, popping up. One of them is that the fire god Igneous, who our main character Ash is like the champion for, he is very scared that there's something out there that can kill him, and he's been trying to recruit his siblings to help him, but we believe that his brother, who is the earth god, he is helping that thing kill him, like to kill him. But like his siblings aren't helping, and so Ash is trying to figure out what it is to
kill him. And I just don't know like what's gonna actually like be resolved in this book, because there's like sequels, and so I'm just like not sure what this book is going to actually like finish, because like if she finds that weapon, it'll be like easy to kill him, but maybe she'll find the weapon at the end of this book and then kill him in the next book. I don't know if it's a duology or if it's supposed to be more books, but yeah, so not sure. I've got what, 250 pages left, so hopefully something will start to make sense. But that's all I've got for you. I'm gonna now go read, and I will update you probably either once I have hit page 225 of Set Fire to the Gods, or once I have finished Iron Widow. Hi guys, it's 3:30 and I've read a collective 100 pages out of 2 books. So the first book I'm going to talk about is Set Fire to the Gods. So I read 50 more pages. I'm enjoying it, that's for sure. I don't really, you know, I'm halfway through, and stuff has happened, still not sure climax wise, but I kind of like, I'm fine with it. Like, it's really interesting. The plot is definitely developing and I'm having a good time. I enjoy Ash and Maddox as main characters. I like both of them quite a lot, and I think they both are like, what they do is understandable and their motivation makes sense, and yeah, I'm liking it. And then I read 50 more pages of Daughter of Sparta, and I'm really liking this. I'm really excited to see what happens next, what happens to Daphne and Apollo and everything. It's kind of crazy. It's just like Olympus, their powers are dwindling, and it's like Claire Andrews is doing a really good job at like showing that through like random little things. Like Ares isn't able to like fight a whole lot, and stars and constellations keep disappearing and stuff, and Apollo isn't able to do everything that he usually is able to do, and it's just interesting to watch or to read. So yeah, I got 70 pages left of this, and I'm really excited to see what happens. Now I'm gonna go get Iron Widow. I am right in the shade, so I'm gonna try and read that in the shade. I'm also gonna charge this battery. And we'll see. I really hope that it only takes me an hour to read 200 pages of Iron Widow like it did last night. But yeah, even the battery is flashing. So I am gonna go, I'm gonna read Iron Widow, and I will update you later. Hi guys, it's 5:13 and I just finished Iron Widow. It was so good. I actually really liked it. Almost so far as loved. It was a phenomenal YA fantasy, almost sci-fi. The one issue that I had was I wish the Hunduns were described. Like, I still don't know what the hell the Hunduns look like, like at all. But I might be like, I know they can harvest their bodies to make the chrysalises, so maybe they just all look different. But it was overall just so good. There was a great polyamorous relationship that had so much like healthy communication and respect. And I was just like, oh, yes, please. And the plot twist at the end was really good. And I just loved it. I really liked it. I'm so happy. I mean, it was just so good. I thought it was really great. I think this might have been a debut novel, and wow. What's the author's name? I'm gonna butcher this, so I'm really sorry, but Xiran Jay Zhao. I think it might be their first novel. I might be wrong. Let me check though. Yeah, first novel, and wow, it's so good. It was so good. Good for her. Honestly, good for her. Like, this was amazing. I think this is the September or October Fairy Loot. I think September Fairy Loot. And I'm so excited for it because I would love to have a finished copy of it. It was so good. Oh man, just loved almost all of it. I thought it was just so good. It was so fast paced, so action packed, but we just like love our main characters so hard not to. We love the two romantic interests. Love that it wasn't a love triangle and instead a polyamorous relationship. Like, just love that. And it was just so good. I had such a great time. So yeah, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. That is, for me, like 5 out of 5 stars. 3 5 out of 5 stars in a row. 4. It's 4 or 5 stars in a row. Set Fire to the Gods is, I'm sure, not going to be 5 out of 5 stars, nor is Daughter of Sparta, but
wow. Wow. So good. Oh my god, loved it. I thought that was so good. So excited for the sequel. It doesn't have a release date, doesn't even have a name, but I'm excited. But anyways, it's 5:16. I'm going to go to the gym now. I don't know if I'm gonna read anything more tonight. If I do, it'll probably be finishing Daughter of Sparta because I only have 70 pages left, so that'll be pretty easy to bang out. God, and then if I like finish like Set Fire to the Gods tonight, no, that's too much. That's too much. I just had like all day alone. I even woke up at 11:30. Like, I've also filmed. I've been so productive. Maybe before finishing Daughter of Sparta, I'll try and edit my mid-year book freakout tag. But I am going to go to the gym now. And unless I read anything, I probably will not update you tonight. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Hi guys. It's 11 and I have 100 pages left in Set Fire to the Gods. And I was enjoying it up until recently where something happened. And one of the quickest ways to get me to just like basically DNF a book is if a character, like something bad happens, like sad, and they immediately just like lose all reason. And they just like one of our characters, something happened and they were good at grasping reason to an extent and then started blaming all the wrong people. And I'm just like, you know, these aren't the bad guys. Your God literally just confessed to knowing like all of this stuff to you and you don't think he's the bad guy. And it's just like all this stuff that I just hate it. I'm just like, okay, like really, like this is bigger than you, buddy. Like this is bigger than her, this is bigger than all this stuff, but it's like they just like lose all sense and I just hate it so much. It's one of my least favorite tropes where they just abandon all sense of like their senses, like they become idiots and they just like don't think rationally. And it's like, I get that they died and it sucks, but like you've got to pull it together and you have to know like who the real bad guy is and what you're doing will make a change. And it's just okay. But I only have 100 pages left, so I'm definitely finishing it tomorrow. But I don't know. I'm still like not sure like what, I guess the finale is going to be the two of them going up against each other, but like that's not even, I don't know, that doesn't even feel like, I guess that is what this book has been building to, but it just wasn't explained well enough where I didn't realize that they were already so close to like being done, like the war being done. And I was just like, what? It just doesn't totally make sense to me. Like they're like how they decided to do it doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. But I'm gonna finish it tomorrow and just be done with it. I'm also gonna finish Daughter of Sparta tomorrow. So I've got like 170 pages left of reading to do this week. And my stint of really great 5-star reads has come to an end. Unless I end up loving Daughter of Sparta, which I might. It's good. I'm enjoying it a lot. There's nothing really to complain about, but it's definitely not like blowing me away. So we shall see, but I'm gonna go to bed. I have edited my mid-year freakout book tag and I'll upload it tomorrow. But yeah, so I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Good night. Hi guys, it is Sunday, it's 5:30, and I have finished Set Fire to the Gods as well as Daughter of Sparta. Both of these I gave on Goodreads a 4 out of 5 stars. This is definitely a 4 out of 5 stars. This is more a 3.75 out of 5 stars. Main reason is because these two characters were way too easy to kill. Like, way too easy. I mean, it was just like, are you kidding? Like, it was just a little too easy. So in the end, it just kind of felt like it fell flat. It felt like something that should have like happened in the second book and something that happened like 100, maybe like around 100 pages to the end, that should have been like the climax and end instead of what the end was. It just felt a little too rushed. But overall, I did enjoy it and I am interested in picking up the sequel. And then the other book that I finished was Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. I'm still not sure if this is a standalone or a series, but I really enjoyed this. I did not know the Daphne and Apollo myth like at all. And so it was really nice. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know like what to expect. And so it ended up being really fun.
Griffin. My best friend is still reading it just because I wanted to finish it this week, that I didn't wait for her, but she doesn't know that. But overall, I did really like it. I'm excited to see if there are sequels, which I think there could be for sure. I'd be definitely interested in picking up the sequels, but it also works basically as a standalone, especially if, like, you know, I might, like, if I find out it's a standalone, I'll like read the rest of like the original myth to see like what exactly happens to her. But overall, really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. So to wrap up what I read this week, I did DNF White Griffin. I just honestly don't think Mercedes Lackey's writing is for me. I don't really like her stories a whole lot. The only series I've really liked by her is the Arrows trilogy following Talia, but even then they were pretty like okay, and so I just don't think her stories are for me, sadly. But the first book that I finished was Wings of Shadow, which did go towards my TBR game to read a tome. It is definitely a tome. It's 600 pages, and I loved this. I thought it was a phenomenal end to a trilogy. I just loved the trilogy overall, and I'm really happy that I was satisfied. And I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. And then I finished the arc Iron Widow, which I also really loved. I thought it was just really good, a really interesting take. I think the writing was good. Our characters were really great. I do wish that the Hunduns had more like description, but other than that, I really, really liked it, and I'm super excited to see what the sequel has in store. I think there's going to be a lot more world building in the sequel because of a plot twist that happened at the end. And so I'm really excited to get more of the world and the history and see exactly what happened. And I gave it also a 5 out of 5 stars. And then the next book that I finished was Daughter of Sparta by Clara M. Andrews, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. And then the last book that I finished this week was Set Fire to the Gods by Sarah Rosh and Kristen Simmons, which I gave a 3.75 out of 5 stars. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye!